contribution to the superconscious evolution of the humanity. This is on 1st of January 2012. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was named amongst the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities by the renowned esoteric magazine Body, Mind and Spirit. On 2018, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was conferred with the honorary doctorate in humanities. The United Nations Global Development Organization respectfully presented to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for superconscious evolution of the humanity. In 2019, Azteca University in Mexico recognized the tremendous scientific contribution made by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the field of superconsciousness and was awarded him a honorary doctorate in the sciences for this. So we welcome you to join the COVID care protection centers. We have seen the Devi Parashakti's revelations that to protect yourself from COVID-19, all of you are welcome to join the COVID care protection centers that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened for the humanity to be safe, spiritually evolve during this pralaya. So you can register through the link below, kailasa.org/kailasake, kailasa.org/kailasa care. So let's take a few minutes to join the register through this link, and we will be right back in the next segment. Let's have a short break.
break போட சொன்னா போடாது. I'm leading with
And now we'll enter into the next segment of the program, which is the insight into one of the aspects of one of the dimensions of the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. For his immense contributions towards eradicating poverty, illiteracy, hunger, gender based violence, gender apathy, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's revival of authentic scriptures based Hinduism irked the vested interests of atheistic terrorist militant elements, new Hindutva terrorists, and other anti Hindu forces, who executed a massive persecution and genocide on him and his followers from 2nd March 2010. This continued unabated for the next whole decade and comprised of over 70 assassination attempts, over 250 sexual assaults on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and ASMT monks and disciples, lawfare of 120 false cases over 10 years, massive hate propaganda in electronic media of over 14,000 hours and print media of over 25,000 articles in 5 years, destruction of heritage properties worth over 27 million US dollars, and the continuing ethnocide and genocide of over 80 million Hindus worldwide since 7 centuries. Specifically, the lawfare means the law, which is supposed to be protecting the individual, being used for warfare. This is the recent kind of attack post the Second World War, where the UN, United Nations, has brought in a lot of legal checks and balances. So now the law itself being used as a weapon of warfare. This lawfare in the case of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism involved delegitimizing him by hate propaganda, disenfranchising him of his civil and human rights, prejudicing him from fair representation and fair trial, repeated illegal imprisonment with brazen torture, custodial assassination attempts, supported by system justification in various forms, including the common processes of bureaucracy, indifference, self-deception, and diffused responsibility. This whole lawfare and the ominous attacks resulted in continued system complicity with grave crimes like torture, murder, and genocide, well-planned, multi-layer false hate propaganda by the Fourth Estate media, sustained by moral disengagement, leaving the broader public in a state of willful ignorance, motivated denial, out-group victim blaming, dehumanization, and bystander apathy to even genocide. What happened in this lawfare? To see it very briefly, let's just watch this short video which explains it all.
Rape accused fake godman Nithyananda.
Rape accused.
Accused of raping.
The rape accused.
Rape accused self-styled godman Nithyananda.
Just like that, they arrested me in the rape charge in 2010. They came and arrested, and After they arrested me, I asked, what for you arrested me? They said, rape charge. I said, can you say whom I raped? No, that now only we are investigating. No one is answerable for the whole mess. Even now, there will not be any Nithyananda arrested on rape charge when there is nobody saying they have been raped. I asked them, do you have any statement from anybody? After the independence of India, around 3,60,000 rape cases have been filed. Only rape case, 376, where there is no victim's name or altered name. Even altered, there is no victim. Usually, if there is a victim who got raped, they will announce in the media and search for, hey, we have a victim and we need accused. We are searching for the accused. Where is the accused? Where he is disappeared? In my case, hey, we have accused here. We want victim. Please come, please come. Facebook ad was given. TV ad was given. And newspaper ad was given for calling for victim. Saying, you please come. We will give you traveling bus fare and we will keep your name secret. Please come, please come. You cannot get justice.
Rape accused.
Accused of raping.
The rape accused.
Rape accused. Rape accused self-styled godman Nithyananda.
One saw in the video how an absolutely base, falseless case is sustained, not just framed, but sustained for a whole decade. The banality of evil has been supported this very way by system justification in various forms, including the common processes of bureaucracy, indifference, self-deception, diffused responsibility, resulting in continued systemic complicity with torture, murder, and genocide. So the whole system, the bureaucracy, the indifference generated by the massive hate propaganda, the self-deception tried to be induced into the individual, and the diffused responsibility, meaning the officers, the brass that is responsible for this whole evil, the whole responsibility gets diffused down the chain so that there is no accountability anywhere, and hence the lawfare can be got away with. That's how the systemic complicity results with even grave crimes like torture, attempted murder, and even genocide. The multi-level persecution done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been manifesting in various levels. It has also denied and suppressed from conscious awareness, even despite the compelling evidence which has been shared with the authorities from day one, leaving the constitutional checks and balances successfully neutralized, fueled by well-planned multi-layer false hate propaganda by the Fourth Estate media, and sustained by the moral disengagement resulting from the extreme hate propaganda and disinformation spread. So it leaves the broader public in a state of willful ignorance. And there is a motivated denial. There's a victim blaming. The victim is actually portrayed as a criminal and blamed. And even dehumanization of the victim is taken for granted because there is practically an apathy, a bystander apathy, because of the huge amount of disinformation spread against the individual. So something as grave as genocide is also considered to be okay. As per various articles of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the prohibition of ill treatment does not merely create a negative duty on the state agents not to engage in such treatment. The state also has positive duties to protect persons under its jurisdiction from the acts of private individuals. Various reasons are attributed to the persecution. There is linguistic minorities being a basis used, and there are neo-Hindutva terrorists. On the one aspect, atheist people professing to be atheistic ideology. Then there is linguistic differences. All these used only as an excuse to justify the attack, and much deeper on an ideological level, something as fundamental in human nature as gender fluidity, the reality of life, is also attacked. Non-binary gender theories have always been seen as an everyday fact of life by native traditions worldwide. None of the genders were either seen as a rule or as an abnormality. Since time immemorial, Native Americans recognized 5 genders. Non-binary genders were recognized, documented, and accepted in Greek history. Native traditions, like the Adishaivite minority tradition, of which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the leader, in Hinduism, even these native traditions recognize 11 gender identities. The monastic order, the Sannyas Sampradaya, established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is unique in that it freely ordains women and allows women to perform temple rituals. Women constitute the majority of the senior leadership in the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission, thereby establishing his vision of Hinduism as not just orthodox, but also highly progressive and committed to gender equality. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also ordained men and women from the so-called backward caste, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, which have been discriminated and sidelined by the neo-Hindutva ideologies. One can see here a media clip as late as 2018. It highlights the exclusion of women from Hindu temples because of the neo-Hindutva extremist ideologies who disregard the original Hindu sacred scriptures, which is the Veda Agamas. But in the case of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, one can see not only in principle, but also in application, the true women empowerment. The left, you see Manitya Supriyananda Swami, the world's first woman Dalit Hindu monk in the contemporary era, performing temple rituals in the main sanctum sanctorum at the headquarters of the mission. And on the right, you see a female brahmachari monk offering arti ritual, the fire ritual, to the presiding deities in the main sanctum sanctorum at the headquarters, the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya, the Hindu temple of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And also the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, the embodying the ultimate, which is never exclusive but all inclusive, the divine feminine. Here one can see the Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan as Devi Meenakshi on various occasions, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is seen wearing traditional Indian female clothing and representing, embodying the ultimate feminine divine consciousness. Even as early as 2003, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism seen giving the same Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed that the Veda Agamas recognize the 11 genders and prescribe the specific temple rituals to solemnize gay marriage, which is otherwise considered taboo in today's mainstream Hinduism. He has declared himself to be of the transcendental gender, and consequently, he has suffered really vicious persecution for his extremely bold, progressive stance on the LGBTQ issues. By rooting the legitimacy of the gays, lesbians, and transgender people in ancient Hindu scriptures, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is single-handedly changing the LGBTQ discourse in India. Because of his outspoken advocacy for the rights of women, transgendered people, and members of the LGBTQ community, the SPH, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has endured over 70 assassination attempts over the past decade, perpetrated by extremist militant elements opposed to progressive forms of Hindu ideology. For 2 decades, he and the dark-skinned ASMT community of Tamil ethnicity have become a target of the new Hindutva hate propaganda in Karnataka. In a mere 5 years of inauguration, by 2005, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had established the presence of his spiritual missions in 33 countries. This was commended and recognized by various political leaders at the state level, national level, and international level. By 2008, the family of the Chief Minister of Karnataka had become devoted to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Here one can see the wife of the Chief Minister, who became a direct initiated disciple, the ex-Prime Minister of India, Sri Devagowda, taking blessings. So the universal acceptance and appeal of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism irked the vested interests, and one can see various attacks happening on the disciples, the monks of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, including the females.
When the first world countries closed the borders during this massive global emergency, it is Kailasa. Swamiji has opened the doors of his de facto spiritual embassies to all without exception. The free de facto spiritual embassies are turned into COVID care protection centers across India under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So the COVID care protection centers across India includes the Adi Kailasa in Bidadi, Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Siragapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattipalayam in Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. Multiple free COVID care centers opened across India, also offered various social services, spiritual services, cosmic revelations on global pandemic, especially how Devi Parashakti has prepared the humanity from the pralaya, how she ensured that the humanity is getting prepared to combat the pralaya. On one hand, we can see the government is underplaying the stance, not making people aware of how they need to protect themselves, what precautions needs to be taken, and how serious the situation is outside. The truth is not coming out, but on the other hand, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting as the Nijavatara, manifesting the state space powers being and super consciousness of Devi Parashakti, is revealing the Akashic records and preparing the humanity on how they can combat themselves from COVID. The number of social services that are being offered in the de facto spiritual embassies across India includes the medical care, which is allopathy, Ayurvedic, and Siddha medicine. Next one is the fire safety equipment maintenance, infrastructure to accommodate thousands of people, accommodation for multi-layered quarantine. Then we have ICU on wheels. Then the personal protective medical equipment. Then we have the food security management through food banks and the organic farming. So you are welcome to join us in these COVID care protection centers. You can register through the link kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. So here you have free food, free accommodation, free internet services. You can work from home. You can be with the nature. You can spiritually evolve. Be part of this morning spiritual routine, Bhagavad Gita chanting, e-Gurukul classes. There's a lot more fun and a lot more space for you to feel protected during this ongoing pralaya. So we invite everybody to this opportunity to be part of this Adi Kailasa and all the other COVID care protection centers across India that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened. So you can register yourself through the link kailasa.org/Kailasa Care, KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So let's take a few minutes for registering ourselves in this link before we go to the next segment. We have more updates from the Adi Kailasa's Sarvangapeetham from the Department of Agriculture, which is to research and implement the environmental friendly, sustainable, economic friendly methods of agriculture. Next pasture of land is being prepared by deweeding, irrigation, and preparing of manure. Then organic sattvic meals that includes balanced steamed rice cakes, curries, and fruits are being served in Adi Kailasa campus. This is from the Department of Health. where each individual is guided to take at least 11-minute vaporization before meal and receive their supplements. From the Department of Housing and Housekeeping, ensuring that a complete cleanliness checklist of new accommodation facility is being incorporated. This is from Department of Human Services, which is reconciling the current standard and status of housekeeping, taking note of what needs to be upgraded and procured to make each multi-layered quarantine facility a self-sustained one. This is the glimpses of people doing the morning spiritual routine. And this is from the Department of Environment and Animals, where you can see how beautifully the birds and all the beings are being well taken care. A non-violent and vegetarian lifestyle is being promoted in these COVID care protection centers. So join the COVID care protection center. You can register yourself through the link kailasa.org/Kailasa Care.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Parashakti. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. what is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turyatita, in your whole being and doing, manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive.
Then the whole future can be amazing.
तस्य त्रिकालविषयं भवेत् दूरसृष्टि दूरदृष्टि स्वेच्छया कागतां व्रजेत् ज्ञानं यच प्रतिमं तस्य त्रिकालविषयं भवेत् दूरसृष्टि दूरदृष्टि स्वेच्छया कागतां व्रजेत्
some of the major impediments, some of the major things are already clicked with them. From me once for all. If she gives me Rajeshwari mantra today, I just know in next 48 hours, I will have darshan of Rajeshwari and I have to go back and report to her. If she gives me Varahi mantra, I just know in next 48 hours, I will have Varahi darshan and go back and report to her. If she gives me the Tidinitya Devi's mantra, I just know I will have to go and sit and practice it and I will have darshan of that and I have to go back and report to her. That idea, it may work out for me, it may not work out for me, the impossibility, whether it is going to happen it for me or not, that she broke. See, when that is taken away, so much of excitement and joy, that very excitement makes the whole path very short. Path is long only when you create hurdles by the self, by yourself. Path is always short when you create only excitement. Only when you produce excitement, path is always short. Understand? Out of the food you ate, if you produce only energy, life is always exciting. But if you start producing gas, life is always tiring. The same thing. Out of your thought current, if you produce only energy, excitement, sadhana is always great, exciting, enjoying, beautiful. But out of the same thought current, if you produce again and again impossibility, SDHD, spiritual practice is tiresome. Who knows what is happening? Who knows what is true, what is wrong, what is right? Will I have it? Will I get it? Or maybe it worked for him in those days when his body was without toxins. Now, who knows, my body is full of toxin. And will the same process work for me? You will have 1,000 stupid questions to make you strongly believe it is not possible, at least for you. That is what I call Dvandva Vigna. The second day, over, break up. If you fought with your girlfriend and did not pick up her calls one night, 40 times she broke up with you and 41 times she has come back to you. If she is too emotional, 80 times. If you are smiling, it is clicking with you. Understand?
Beautifully, sorry for the technical glitch. Now you can see where the kids are and where the Balasins are standing. They are 50 feet away. Sorry for the technical glitch. There was no sound. I just want to complete with that. I was telling the story of Tirumular. I will repeat it in a short. Now let's see how the Shakshi Pramana, where the Balasins are beautifully demonstrating the power of third eye clairvoyance at a very long distance. They are doing a third eye demo.
He's having an orange color book in his hand with there's like a black line on top.
Beautifully, he could say what is the object and what is the color of the object. Clearly defined. Each of these powers is quite possible for each one of us when we understand the higher signs. I was telling the story of Tirumular, how he took in many bodies and manifested the powers of just whatever was missing. He went and he was so compassionate and went into the king's body, went into the Mulan's body to showcase that simply he could go and travel into anybody's body and help them wherever need is. And how beautifully that we can experience the oneness with Paramashiva to manifest any of the powers, bringing auspiciousness, healing, abundance. All these are the greatest thing that Bhagavan has given us to have a superconscious breakthrough. And all the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, all of them have manifested all these powers. And now let's go to the guidelines for manifesting this power. If you can record this will be really wonderful. You're going to find the missing object for your partner. If you have a partner, great. You can call them and ask them, I'm going to find few things. Let me know what are the things where you have kept. I will see through my third eye and I will tell you. It can be your friends, families, and you can call them and ask them to be a partner. Or you can Google on something which you have no idea. And those things that you don't know, you can write down, and after that you can find out in the Google that place has those things that you have mentioned. Any of the things is fine. Or if you're going to do a third eye reading, you can wear your eye bands and make sure there's no light passing through your eyes so that it is very clear in your third eye. And you can keep a book as far as your library books at 30 feet or 15 feet. If you have somebody, they can slowly move the book from 5 feet to 15 feet to 30 feet. It'll be really awesome how you can read irrespective of what the distance is, simply through your third eye. Third eye really shows whatever you're asking for, whether it is in the moon or Jupiter or right next to you. So whatever reveals in that, start celebrating that by sharing it with the world. If you have not been manifesting properly, that is because of the not sharing. The more we share, we reiterate into ourselves how Bhagavan says, everybody is a projection of us. So basically correcting where we are, we start celebrating, I am Paramashiva, Parashakti. Simply you will see the Parashakti, Paramashiva happening as reality. So please go ahead and find a partner, and we are going to find the missing object. In small, you would have played hide and seek. Now in real, we are going to play the cosmic hide and seek of finding the objects through third eye. The kids' most favorite power is this. They love, and especially whoever loses the cell phone or any of the bags, simply the adolescents find out and tell them. Many things we have found out, and wherever they have left their pen drives, their pens, their chashma, the glasses, or their remote or cell phone, everything simply they are able to find just through the power of third eye. Now let's go to the instruction. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line and start remembering Paramashiva, Parashakti's Bhagavan Darshan, that we just had Kalabhairava Darshan, Venkateshwara Darshan and Bhagavan's Darshan itself. Any of the Darshan, the verbalization, visualization only as Bhagavan. An absolute unclutching from anything that you know as your reality, as your thoughts. Completely Bhagavan says, thinking is not required for us to experience the oneness with Paramashiva. So let's unclutch from everything. That is the Tyaga. Let's connect to Bhagavan in Shakti Pada, merging into how in deep sleep and sleep you merge into something else. Even now consciously you can decide that I am Paramashiva. I have 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. I can experience Paramashiva right now as I speak and entangle with Paramashiva, the oneness space, and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Completely getting into the deep meditation and bring yourself to that space of oneness with Paramashiva, manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Chant the Mahavakya. Intensely when we chant the mantra is a pure form of sound. So when you chant the mantra, simply you get into the higher reality. Consciously when we do it, that we are Paramashiva and merge into that oneness space, we start experiencing some other definitions that we don't know, the higher possibility. Nothing is lost. We become infinite and more powerful and more beautiful and more intelligent, that we start understanding the higher reality and beautifully how we exist. All of us, instead of running around in like a rat race, we can understand that we are superconscious baby and we can manifest whatever reality we want just by projecting it. That is the intelligence Bhagavan is teaching us, to make ourselves auspiciousness as ourself as Kalpatrus. Each one of us is a boon that we are, that we have taken this birth to experience that. Let's experience that what we came here for, to celebrate Paramashiva. Let's chant the Mahavakya, and whatever Paramashiva gives, write down the points, clairvoyance of whether distant seeing or distant sound whichever you're doing with your partner or with Google, write down the details. And after the Mahavakya, I'll stop. That time you can verify the detail before the second cycle. We'll have 2 cycles, short cycles. Let's put away our cell phone and continuously start chanting the Mahavakya into the deep meditation space. Let's start the power of clairvoyance, finding the missing object.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivam. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivam.
So beautiful. Whatever Devi has shown, wherever the object is, if you're finding for the missing object, if you got it correctly, please verify with the partner or Google where you have asked for the details. Please verify authentically. It is only a prasada from Bhagwan. Again and again, this is an experience that we can understand that how we exist in the existential reality. Bhagwan beautifully says, even all the things that you see, the dent in the moon is seen because of the sun reflection. In the dark, in the night, we don't see it. Same way, all the incompletion that we are seeing is because of we are Paramashiva. That is why we are seeing. Simply dropping all this and understanding we are projecting whatever we are going through and projecting only auspiciousness and abundance, we can manifest all the reality of Paramashiva. It's simply that one day somebody comes and says, here is $1 trillion, you are my child and you are the princess. How you would feel? Simply you will recognize yourself. Oh my God, I didn't know that. I got lost when I was young and now I found out. That is exactly how you recognize yourself as Paramashiva. The more you understand that you are Paramashiva, the more manifestation through you simply becomes reality. The way you recognize yourself that you are Paramashiva, Paramashiva is waiting to flood through you all that auspiciousness. All we need to do is surrender our identity and experience oneness with Paramashiva. We become Kayakalpa, that is, we can live for years and years and years. That's why Rama ruled for 1,000 years. Ravana lived and did tapas for 1,000 years. Vishwamitra lived and did tapas for thousands of years. All these are not mythology. It is possible. As per our siddhas, we can live forever and ever. Not like this 100 years, that's all our lifespan is. All these great truths becomes our reality. we become auspiciousness, we become such a beautiful space of Paramashanta Swarupa and abundance, and simply everything starts manifesting through us. All we need to do is just surrender our identity and whatever the mind gives. How you close your mind, Bhagavan beautifully says, this mind is a processor. It will only operate when you wanted it. Even Bhagavan says, I have a mind, but I have such a huge space of contribution. This mind does not trouble me. And simply I can manifest Arnagiri Yogeshwara. Same way all of us can experience Bhagavan only if we drop our identity and merge into oneness with Paramashiva. Again and again, Bhagavan beautifully tells us how the experience of oneness, Parashakti, the mother energy, simply manifests and deep compassion for each one of us as abundance, as love, as compassion, and as our own health and our best experiences. So let's have one more cycle here. Complete with all the incompletion again and again and again. Drop your identity and hold only Paramashiva verbalization, visualization. Remember Devi's compassion and her showering of the boons and her smile, her ferociousness, her beautiful grace and all the jewels on her. Just remember Devi again and again. Merge into the space of Devi and suddenly you will see how you manifested all these powers. And let's have the second cycle of power manifestation. Let's sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Put away your gadgets and only chant the Mahavakya, listening deeply to the chanting and chant the Mahavakya. Let's get into the deep meditative space for a few minutes to experience the oneness with Paramashiva and manifest all the auspiciousness and abundance in our life. Let's start manifesting the power of clairvoyance, finding the missing object, and write down all the details when Devi shows you. And at the end of this Mahavakya, we will verify the details. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So beautiful. Whoever has experienced the oneness with Paramashiva, please share your experiences again and again. When you share your experiences that you are Paramashiva as powerful cognition, or you have experienced oneness with Devi, or your Kalabhairava, Ishtadevata, whatever you have experienced, you found the missing object, you experienced the power manifestation, please share all that in tinyurl.com/power manifestation or your social media platforms and tag it to your friends and families. Again and again, when you share it, you start manifesting more powers. That is for sure. The power manifestation simply becomes stable when you start manifesting the more powers, when you start sharing and reading others sharing, especially when they have shared the power manifestation videos. Please go ahead and like it and share it. You also will entangle with that and manifest as powers. In Kailash Kotiar Manifesting Power page, we have tons of power manifestation that the Balasans, that the devotees, disciples, all of them have experienced. You can go and share that and experience the oneness space with Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifesting through all of us is indicated in all these power manifestation sharing again and again. Let's surrender to Bhagwan's lotus feet all the powers and power manifestation and thank Bhagwan with a deep yearning that all this Paramashiva space should become my reality in my existence, experiencing the superconscious breakthrough. And thank each one of you here to experience the abundance and auspiciousness and healing that all of us experience, the power manifestation of clairvoyance. So such a beautiful space. Thank each one of you. And let's end this session with a Purna Mantra. If you see the $sign at the end of the chat, please offer your contribution to Kailasha. Again and again, we request you so that your inner space can experience Kailasha. When you go to a temple, in all Hindus, offer something first in the temple and then go inside. It can be as simple as a unit of your currency. Nobody cares what it is. Just offering the action really manifests as reality. So many actions we do, which is only putting us into incompletion. These are few actions of sharing and causing others reality, sharing and contribute to Kailasha. All these are making you more and more super consciousness. These are simple things that we can manifest as reality. So let's thank Bhagwan and end this session with a Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. Again, we'll see you at 6 o'clock. There's a Zoom session. You can log in through eKailasha for a power manifestation session. Thank you so much and see you in the next power manifestation session. Nithyanandam.